Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit. After this beautiful celebration of Gaur Purnima, we are celebrating Jagannath Mishra Mahotsav, or Purushottam Mahotsav, it's also called. So there are a couple of verses that I'd like to start with, invoking the remembrance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At the start of the second chapter of in Adi Leela, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is composing beautiful poetry to help us meditate on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One of which is, this is Adi Leela chapter 2 at the start. He says, Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Balopi Yad Anugrahat Tarena Nana Matagraha Vyapta Siddhanta Sagara. So I offer my obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By doing that, otherwise this material world is like an ocean filled with crocodiles. Already it's so difficult to cross over an ocean. And if that ocean is filled with crocodiles, it's impossible. So what are those crocodiles? Nana Mata Graha. The different philosophies, the different ideologies, New Age philosophies. How can one even imagine to cross over such a difficult situation? Only by taking shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. With this spirit, let us offer our obeisances at the beautiful lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and discuss his glories, his pastimes, which are the basis of our spiritual life. So Gaur Purnima is also the start of a new year. So we begin a new year, day 1. So let's start with this reconfirmation that what has Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given us? What is the spirit of his movement? What is his mood and mission? Like you begin on a journey by establishing your vision. Let us do that today. And just one verse before this is another beautiful shloka in Adi Leela, chapter 2, which says that Chaitanya Leela is like Ganga river. If you have been to Rishikesh, you have seen the majestic beauty and serenity and divinity of Mother Ganga. You will not like to move from there. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami he's comparing the Leelas of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the Ganges. To add to that, in the Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are lotuses. What are the lotuses? Krishnat Kirtana, Gana. So Krishna's Kirtan, his singing, chanting, dance, Nartana, Kala. Not just singing and dancing, but a lot of arts. So Bhakti is ultimately about spiritual emotion. And emotion is expressed through art. So art is also one lotus. Pathojani Brajita. So the Ganges of Chaitanya Leela is decorated by these beautiful lotuses of Krishna Kirtan, Krishna Katha, Krishna Nritya. That is the path that Srila Prabhupada has given us. He said you can chant and dance your way back to Godhead. So for devotees, these lotuses are like the abodes where they like to relish. Sad Bhaktavali, and devotees are compared to who goes on lotuses? Swans and bees. So devotees are compared to swans who relish enjoying playing with these lotuses of Krishna, Kirtan, Gana, Nartana, and Kala. But what is the problem? Krishna, you are magnificent, you are munificent, but I am unfortunate. I have no taste for your holy name. So at the outset, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is praying, let the desert of my tongue is like a desert. It's, and please let the Chaitanya Leela flow, the Ganges of your Chaitanya Leela flow on the desert like tongue of mine. So we should begin every meditation with this petition or prayer to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have offered so much nectar, but my tongue is like a desert. I am so unfortunate. So, another very beautiful shloka. There is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's biography is presented mainly in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit and Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit is compiled by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Gauranga Prabhu was explaining in one class. He started composing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit at a very ripe age. He had arrived in Vrindavan even before the six Goswamis, but he didn't know what he's supposed to do. So there is a timing for everything. He did not become restless, lose hope, or even go back. I am not getting any seva. I want to go back to Navdvip. No. When the right time comes, if Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was not there, who would have written Chaitanya Charitamrita? And without that, we would have been bereft of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glories. Chaitanya Bhagavat focuses on the early pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it was written by a disciple of Nityanand Prabhu called Vrindavan Das. And both of these together, and there's Chaitanya Mangal and many other biographies, all of these together shine a light on the life and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are essential to our practice. You know, like we are all born in India, we are born in a religion. But unless we start studying Bhagavad Gita, we wonder what were we doing, what religion were we following before that. Similarly, till you study Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will not really wake up to the fact that what is Gaudiya Vaishnavism. You are doing something. It's as good as a practicing, a Hindu without knowing what it is to be following Vaishnavism. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes a commentary on Chaitanya Bhagavat, and he's such a great scholar and poet. He starts his Gaudiya Bhashya by this one beautiful shloka. I'd like to recite that. Ashraya Vishaya Dvaye Anya Sambhogamaya Radha Krishna Madhurya Dekhaya Vipralamba Bhavamaya Sri Chaitanya Dinashraya Duhi Duye Mela Audarya Velaya. The whole essence of Mahaprabhu's mood is captured in this one shloka. Ashraya, Vishraya, Dvaya. Who is the Ashraya? Out of the 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, the most important is the Dasham. What does 10th canto reveal? Who is the Ashraya? Who is the ultimate shelter, the highest object of worship? It's Sri Krishna. Who is the Vishay? That is Srimati Radharani. So establishing Ashraya and Vishaya Dvay. So how he came to demonstrate how should a devotee relish or perform Krishna Bhakti. How did Radha and Krishna, who are the Ashray and Vishay, how did they perform sweet pastimes? How did they exchange love? Anyo Anya Sambhogamaya. So he's the combined form of Radha and Krishna. He's carrying the mood and the complexion of Srimati Radharani. And he's just sharing from his heart compassion and love, which he's distributing to all suffering souls of Kali Yuga. Vipralamba Bhavamaya. What is he teaching? Vipralamba Bhav, the bhava of separation. Sri Chaitanya Dinashraya. Dui Mili Audarya Vilaya. So, the combined form of Radha and Krishna, Lord Sri Chaitanya, is the shelter of the fallen souls, us. And the personification of Audarya and Vipralamba Bhav. So if somebody asks you, what is this avatar of Krishna that you talk about? So if you can tell two things about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that can be Audarya, which is his magnanimity, We'll speak of his universalism of his philosophy towards the end. But one is his Audarya, which is unique. No other incarnation presents this to the extent that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does. And second is Vipralamba Bhav. These are the unique contributions and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So with these prayers, we invoke the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the acharyas and discuss something about this beautiful day today called Jagannath Mishra Festival. So this is celebrated to honor Jagannath Mishra. Jagannath Mishra, as we all know, is the father of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or we can say the earthly father of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna has Bhauma Leela and Nitya Leela. So he gets his Nitya Parshads when he takes an incarnation. So his earthly father is Jagannath Mishra. And it very clearly mirrors Krishna Leela. Just like Nanda Maharaj celebrated Nandotsav after Janmashtami, we are celebrating Jagannath Mishra Mahotsav after Gaur Purnima. So that is a clear comparison. So this is same as Nandotsav. So today is Nandotsav in the context of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What does this festival remind us? It's seen from the eyes of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi how happy they are to have Nimai as their son. So this festival today is it helps us cultivate a mood of Vatsalya. That is the bhav of this festival. So Jagannath Mishra, as we know, he was a devout Brahmin, a great devotee of Vishnu. Originally, he was from a city in today's Bangladesh, which is called Sylhet. We have devotees from Sylhet studying in Vidyapith. So Sylhet was his place, and from there he moved to Navadvip. And there Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, he appeared. And with Sachi Mata, they had many children, but only two survived. They lost other kids. Who were they? Vishwarup and Vishwambar. Vishwarup is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's elder brother. And Jagannath Mishra was a simple, humble Brahmana, a very sincere devotee of Vishnu. And just like we study the birth of Sri Krishna in the jail, the prison house of Kamsa in Mathura, there were divine signs present even at the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leelas, today specifically, we will focus on only two things: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Balya Leela and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. So, for the pleasure of his dear devotees, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed sweet pastimes, which evoked a lot of joy and happiness in the hearts of his parents. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he appeared, it was a lunar eclipse. We all know the story. It is considered inauspicious, and therefore, to counteract the inauspicious, everyone was chanting the names of the Lord. Hari Hari, Hari Bol, Krishna. The whole town of Navadvip was filled with the chanting of these names. That is an indication of that. Before Sri Krishna's appearance, he makes these signs evident that I have a mission, and these are indications, these are precursors to my mission. So, what was the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He was not blackish, but he was Gauravaram. So his complexion is described as a Krishnam. The very famous shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Varna Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshada Yagyai Sankirtana Prayir Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. So Srimad Bhagavatam talks of a hidden incarnation in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not supposed to appear, but he is a hidden incarnation. What are his qualities? He is not dark. And what is his complexion? He is Gaura. Gaura translates to either white or more specifically molten gold. That is the real complexion of Srimati Radharani and therefore Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was glowing with effulgence as a baby. So his parents were naturally overwhelmed that we are so blessed to have such a divine child who is so radiant with this golden complexion. So this today's Jagannath Mishra festival compares to Nandotsav, the joy that Nanda Maharaj felt on having Sri Krishna as his child. Similar was the joy of Jagannath Mishra on having Nimai or Vishwambhar as his child. Now, Nimai or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's connection with the holy name is very deep. Just like he made a pretext for everyone to chant the holy names before he appeared, he would also pretend to cry. He would incessantly cry, continuously cry. And he would only stop when somebody would chant the names of Krishna. He would immediately stop. So that enlivened the neighboring villagers, the ladies of the friends of Sachi Devi. They would come and chant Hari Hari, and then the baby Nimai would immediately stop crying. So he was tricking everyone to chant the names of Krishna even before he established his Sankirtan movement. So these are clear indications. He is going to be a preacher of the holy names of Krishna. Though they didn't realize, they were just having sweet exchanges. They were not aware that he is Krishna who has appeared to establish the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then we see a lot of his mischievous pastimes. He would go to the Ganga daily to take bath visits with his friends. There they would perform so much mischief, so much nuisance. They would disturb the Brahmanas who were performing rituals. They would pull their shikha. They would throw dirt on them. Uh, they would steal their clothes. So the same cut pastimes of Krishna, the naughty pastimes of Krishna, Nimai also performed. It is exact a mirroring of Krishna Leela. And the Brahmanas would complain to Jagannath Mishra, your son is disturbing us. But when Jagannath Mishra would confront Nimai would make such a innocent and sweet face that Jagannath Mishra could not take any disciplinary action. So, performing such beautiful leelas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grew as a child. We hear some beautiful pastimes. We'll discuss one in detail. Uh, Another one, so, once Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi were sitting outside their house, and Jagannath Mishra asked Nimai to get his book from the home. Nimai, please get this book. So when Nimai went inside, kids used to wear pile, ankle bells. So those ankle bells were making nice tinkering sounds. And both Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra were relishing hearing the sweet sounds of little Nimai jumping and going inside the home to fetch the book, which Jagannath Mishra asked for. So he went inside, he came back, he gave the book to Jagannath Mishra, his father, and he left. Little later, both of them saw that in the home there were signs of Ankush, Dwaja, Vajra, like thunderbolt, flag, and yeah, so these are not ordinary signs. These are signs of present on the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. But they were overwhelmed with Vatsalya ras. Yogamaya covered them from seeing the reality that who this Nimai is. He's God who is running around in your house. They felt, oh, we have a Damodar Shila in our altar who we worship. I think our Damodar Shila is going around the house. So they said, okay, let's do a big Abhishek for Damodar Shila. Let's have a festival. They missed the point that it was Nimai who's crawling over. So, such Leelas would fill their heart with devotion and love for their baby son, Nimai. Then A story where Jagannath Mishra has an important role to play is the story of the mendicant Brahmana. How the Brahmana came, offered food. We have heard the story from Maharaj, so beautifully. Maharaj narrates it and it stays in our hearts and minds. So what happened is, this comes in Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 5 in Adi Leela. So it was a custom to invite mendicant Brahmanas to your home. So one day, Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata invited this specific mendicant Brahmana to their home. Please come, have prasadam. So they gave all the ingredients and Brahmanas would themselves cook. So this Brahmana came, he started cooking, and then he started offering those foodstuffs in meditation to Bal Gopal. The Ishtadev of this Brahmana was Bal Gopal. So he, like we do, we prepare food and then we offer it to Krishna. So this Brahmana was doing the same, offering it in meditation to Bal Gopal. When he opens his eyes, he sees Nimai eating rice from there. And then he shouts, "Oh my God, this offering is spoiled, Bhoga is spoiled." I cannot say hi, hi. So Jagannath Mishra gets very angry at his son Nimai and he comes to beat Nimai because this is an offense. You call, first of all, he's a guest, second, he's a Brahmana, and he's offering Bhoga. Bhoga is to be very sacred, it's offered in private, and you're eating Bhoga. Imagine you going to the altar and eating Bhoga. They'll say, "Thank you very much for your services. We have another position for you somewhere else." So then, but the Brahmana requested, "Oh, he's just a child. He's a mischievous, naughty boy. He doesn't know." First time, a child can be excused. Then Jagannath Mishra requested, insisted, "Please prepare again. Please make your offering again." So for the second time, this Brahmana started cooking. And again, so what happened? They did not want Nimai to come and spoil the offering the second time. So everyone told Shachimata, take Nimai to a neighbor's house so that there is no scope of any problem now. But then, after cooking, the Brahmana started offering his foodstuffs to Bal Gopal. But when he opens his eyes, who does he see? Gaur Gopal. So his Ishta is Bal Gopal, but who is eating the offering? Gaur Gopal. How? By his Yoga Shakti. By Yoga Maya, Nimai appeared from nowhere and started eating the bhoga again. Again, the Brahmana was so disappointed, he cried, "This bhoga is spoiled! This bhoga is spoiled!" Now, Jagannath Mishra was furious. He said, "This is not acceptable, Nimai." But now Vishwarup came into the picture. Vishwarup was like the elder son. He requested the Brahmana, "I understand it's an offense. It's an offense to you. We have caused so much inconvenience to you. But now you are a guest in our home, so please cook again." So, on the request of Vishwambar, the Brahmana started cooking for a third time. And now, what they did? They said, "Now we will not take any chances." So, they went to a room, and all relatives sat around Nimai. "We will watch you." And Jagannath Mishra sat at the doorstep of that room. Let's see how Nimai gets out of this room. But this is Leela. So, Nimai, beautiful Gaur Sundar, he went into Yoga Nidra. He acted as if he's asleep. And then everyone was relieved. Okay, bacha so gaya. Now there is no problem. But Krishna is not sleeping. Does Vishnu ever sleep? He's only always in Yoga Nidra. And then it was also very late night, and all the relatives fell asleep. Now this Brahmana is offering, is cooking, and now making an offering for the third time to his Bal Gopal. And again, after offering, and he opens his eyes, who does he see? Gaur Sundar, Gaur Gopal, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows him a four-handed form, holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, and then replaces it. He changes the Vishnu Murti. In this four-handed form, he is holding butter pot in one hand and eating butter with the other hand. And with the other two hands, he's playing flute. So this is a very unique four-handed form which Nimai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed to this Brahmana. Why? This Brahmana is not even a, nobody knows him. He is a simple beggar in the eyes of the world. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai is making a point that I am attracted by devotion. I am bought by devotion. I don't want to see scholarship, popularity, status, wealth. You have devotion, I am yours. This is a beautiful story through which we see this shine forth. That all that Krishna is hungry for is pure love. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed to him his identity as Krishna himself. He told him who he is, and he told him the purpose of his descent. So literally, like today's class on Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter 3 and 4. Chapter 3 is the external reasons of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent. Chapter 4 is the confidential reasons of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent. So this class, chapter 3 and chapter 4 will be given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally explained all these tattvas to the Brahmana. He was getting a live CC class, a live Bhagavatam class. Imagine hearing these chapters, imagine hearing Sambandha Gyan from Lord himself. That is the great fortune of this Brahmin. So these are sweet pastimes that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed in Navadvip growing up. And he also stole butter like Krishna did. And there are a lot of pastimes which reminded Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra of Krishna Leela in Vrindavan. They could see, oh, he's performing the same pastimes which Krishna performed. So they could see that, but they could not understand what is happening. So Jagannath Mishra, because today he's the focus, he wanted Nimai to study and become a scholar. He didn't like the mischief of Nimai. He said, Nimai, what is this? You should study. You are doing all this nutcut, but you should become a scholar. So he fulfilled his father's wish. It was unfortunate that Jagannath Mishra passed away early when Nimai was still a child. Think of Shachi Mata. For her, Vishwarup left home, took sannyas. Jagannath Mishra left the world, and then only Nimai was her only shelter and you know connection. And then even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this difficult decision to take sannyas. Why? As we discussed yesterday, he took this difficult decision for our welfare, so that we could get Krishna Bhakti. So in this way, Nimai was growing up performing these leelas, spreading joys. Nobody knew that he was Krishna himself, Swayam Bhagwan. They were just overwhelmed with a lot of Vatsalya ras, experiencing a lot of love. This was very similar to how Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai experienced transcendental joy in raising Krishna. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Bala Leela. So, what is the life and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We all know Krishna has a purpose in every incarnation. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So, he incarnates to establish dharma. And what is the dharma Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to establish in Kali Yuga? It is the Sankirtan Dharma, Sankirtan Yagya. This is the Yuga Dharma which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to establish, and he is the Channa Avatar or the hidden incarnation. So, understanding these beautiful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his childhood, then he transformed from a scholar. Even as a very young scholar, he studied Nyaya, he studied Sanskrit. He became an undefeatable scholar. We hear the pastime of that Digvijay Pandit, how happily, effortlessly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated the Digvijay Pandit. So even as a child, he became a unprecedented scholar. But then there was a turn in his life. When he went to Gaya to perform Shraddh for his father, Jagannath Mishra, he met Ishwarapuri. That transformed him internally. He came back, he went as a scholar, he returned as a devotee of Krishna. And that was bewildering to his students. Imagine taking a class of Nyaya, grammar, and your teacher is coming and saying, Gopi, Gopi. Like, what? So the students got bewildered, and he received Diksha later on, and he had his profound spiritual awakening by coming in contact with Ishwarapuri. So he did his Bal Leela. There was some pride that Nimai demonstrated in scholarship, but that was all given up after he met his guru, Ishwarapuri. And then he became more and more absorbed in Krishna Prem. So, and then he inaugurated the Sankirtan movement. And they would gather all devotees and they would chant in the streets of Navadvip. And that movement of Sankirtan, it spread like wildfire at that time. It was not how religion was perceived. They would criticize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. So you think by softly chanting the names of the Lord, we will not get punya? Why do you have to shout? Where is it written that we have to shout in public? So this was very difficult for the Smarthas to understand what is this Sankirtan Yagya. But it became so successful as a mission that the Sankirtan movement spread like wildfire, and even atheists were becoming devotees. But as we saw, the priests and the Smarthas, they became envious. And the pinnacle of that resistance from society comes when who bans Sankirtan? Kazi. And then what does Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do? He leads a revolution. He leads a revolution against, makes a protest march. And the Kazi saw a divine vision of Lord Narsimha. And he understood this divine saint is not an ordinary personality. Narsimhadev personally came and convinced Kazi this you cannot ban Sankirtan. It's a historic movement, it is unstoppable. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was absorbed in Krishna Prem, and one of his main missions was to establish Sankirtan movement all over the world. So now in the last few minutes, let us discuss the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are, there are universities and there are chairs of philosophies. There are departments dedicated to the philosophy of Achintya Bheda, which is presented by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jiva Goswami. Unless we go and understand that philosophy deeply, we will not be able to fully appreciate how transformational, how revolutionary this Gaudiya Vaishnavism philosophy is. So let's take a few minutes to understand how did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reconcile all existing schools of thought. Yeah. So what did, and of course, he also instructed the Goswamis to carry that mission forward. So there is a very strong philosophical basis of our movement. And what is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's unique contribution? That he established a systematic philosophy which reconciles the apparent contradictions of Vedantic thought. So Vedantic thought was earlier, before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was interpreted in various ways. One end of the spectrum is Advaita. So, see, I mean, to simplify it, the whole philosophy, any philosophy can be understood by how it defines three things. For some conference, I have written a short paper called The Triad. So, there is a triad of God, human, and nature, Ishvara, Prakriti, and Jiva. How you define these three, how you establish their interconnectedness, that creates multiple philosophies. So I've studied how this triad, the title of the paper is Triad on Trial. So originally, the right understanding of that three is they are unified, they are just together. Over time, this triad has become disintegrated and disconnected. Therefore, we don't see a nature connection of us with nature, connection of us with the divine. And that is the whole basis of Govardhan Eco Village also. Harmony. Harmony with the self, the divine, and nature. So this, how do we define Ishvara, Jiva, and Prakriti? So one extreme was Advaita. Jiva and Ishvara are one. There is no individuality. So what is, I mean, we know, we studied Srimad Bhagavad Gita and we know that we, who are we? Are we the body? Are we the mind? No, we are the soul. But Krishna says, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. You are a Jiva Bhuta and you are Sanatan. That means your identity will be eternal. So if individuality is eternal, how can Jiva become Ishwar? You are losing your individuality, right? So that is not answered in Advaita philosophy. If Jiva and Ishwar become one, where is the individuality which is promised by Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says, Arjun, you and me and these kings have always been there, are present here today, and will always be there. What is Sri Krishna saying? There was never a time when you were not present. That means the soul is individual and eternal. So, what is Bhagavad Gita establishing, or Sri Krishna establishing in Bhagavad Gita? Eternal individuality. This Advaita does not explain. They say, no, there is monism. They deny any real individuality. And if you deny individuality, you also deny variety. That there is, in ultimate reality, everything is one. There is no individuality, there is no variety, there is no relationship, there is no emotion. So we are killing bhakti. But we know bhakti is eternal, prem is eternal. How do we explain that? That cannot be explained by Advaita philosophy. What is the nature of bhakti? What is the nature of prema? Because scriptures talk of this. If scriptures talk of ananda, that you practice a spiritual process, you will experience ananda, atma tripta, atma, you will be satisfied in the self, tushta. So, who will experience happiness? To experience happiness, there has to be two, right? So, the Advaita philosophy says, no, you are only that. So, that is one school. But Bhakti says, no, Krishna is the ashraya and you are the vishay. You should taste Krishna's sweetness. So Advaita is you become sugar. Bhakti is no, you taste the sweetness of Krishna. We don't want to become sugar, we want to taste the sweetness of sugar like nature of Sri Krishna. So that was the understanding of Advaita. On the other extreme was Dvaita, that there is a very strong distinction between Jiva and Ishwar. There is a very strong brick wall between the two. But then how do you explain that if Krishna has grace on you, you can have a very intimate relationship with Krishna in Madhurya Ras, Vatsalya Ras, Sakhya Ras. How do you explain that intimate connection between Jiva and Ishwar if you make the duality so strong? No, Jiva and Ishwar are different. They cannot have that intimate connection. So that Dvaita could not explain. So this was the situation. It was all seeming like contradiction before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Then there was Vishishta Dvaitavad. Vishishta Dvaitavad did try to, what did it do? It integrated non-duality, but still it showed that God is higher than Jiva. But if God is higher than Jiva, how can Yashoda Mai chastise Krishna? So these were some open, loose ends, some contradictions which were present. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he presented Achintya Veda Bhed. That was the unifying principle. With this understanding, everything can be explained. How the Jiva is not Ishwar, but can have an intimate connection with Ishwar. It allows for bhakti, it allows for prema, and it allows for eternal individuality. So this is the most significant philosophical contribution of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What? His synthesis of bhakti with Vedanta, Bhakti Vedanta. This was done by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a very revolutionary vision. People at that time could not understand how can you talk of love. You should either talk Vedanta or you should talk, if they would, like when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to meet Prakashananda Saraswati, there were sannyasis who were studying Vedanta. That was the understanding of spirituality. Study Vedanta, meditate on Brahman, use intellectual contemplation and become Brahman. They used to laugh at devotees. What are these sentimentalists dancing on the street? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a solid philosophical basis to dancing and chanting on the streets. He combined bhakti with Vedanta through Achintya Bheda Tattva. So, in terms of philosophy, it was a very revolutionary concept. Today, we receive it directly, so we don't really understand its significance. Historically, how it changed the world at that time. So, this is Achintya Bheda that the Jiva is like Ishwar in terms of Swarupa, Satchidanand. Ishwara is Satchidanand, Jiva is also Satchidanand, but not in scale, not in scope. Abheda. So, like Prabhupada gives this example of spark and fire, that is the same example Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to explain the connection between Jiva and Ishwar. Is the spark fire? Yes, the spark is of the nature of fire and it belongs to this bigger fire. That is how we should understand Jiva and Ishvara. So, and he also established that this world is not false. Jagat is not mithya, it is an energy of Krishna. Krishna says, Bhumi Apalanal Vayu Kama, this is my external energy. If somebody is making a beautiful painting and you come and say, this painting is imaginary, you are insulting the artist, Baba. So to say Jagat is mithya, you are insulting the creator. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established, no, this world is real. It might be temporary. It goes stages of Vyakta and Avyakta. It manifests when Brahmaji starts the creation. It unmanifests when Brahmaji's lifespan ends. Does not mean it is unreal. There's difference between mithya and temporariness is fine. So we should not make a home here. It's a quicksand. That is the point. But if you say it is imaginary, then it is an offense. And the third thing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established, that bhakti is not liberation. The society before that was Vedanta, study Vedanta, and gain moksha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced bhakti by Achintya Bheda Ved. No, the jiva can have an intimate union with the divine in these four rasas of Madhurya, Vatsalya, Sakhya, and Dasya. This was not presented before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You can actually reciprocate with the Lord. Unthinkable. A lot of traditions, they may worship the Lord, Ishvara, but they stop at reverence. I respect the Lord from a distance. Making friends with the Lord, making Lord, accepting Lord as your child, this was unheard of. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also established what are the purusharthas, what are the goals of human life? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So 2 days back, Venkat Bhatt Prabhu gave a beautiful class. He was explaining the mood and mission of each incarnation. So Sri Ram was Maryada Purushottam. Maryada Purushottam means he respected boundaries. He stopped himself to establish Dharma. So Maryada Purushottam, what was Sri Ram's mission? Dharma. Sri Krishna was not Maryada Purushottam. He is Leela Purushottam. He seeks Ananda. What can give mellow? Let's do that. Does it break dharma? I don't care. Of course, he cares, but he breaks his own promise to protect his devotees. He breaks dharma out of affection for his devotees. That the whole Bhagavad Gita is a philosophical book, but when he talks about devotees, Sri Krishna gets personal. He expresses emotion. I tesham aham samuddhartham mrityu samsara sagara. Or I will give the knowledge. Jnana Deepena. So why are you getting so excited? Why are you taking a personal interest? Because now my devotee is involved. I'm not talking of yogi or jnani or uh, Karma Yogi. In their case, Sri Krishna presents what is the path and what is the result. But in devotees' case, even I am going to get involved. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Prema, Pumartho, Mahan. Yes, there are these four Purusharthas, but they are not spiritual. To say that moksha is not ultimate, it is like it will confuse everyone. They'll say, what are you saying? Moksha is the highest, we thought. Even today, if you talk to people, they say, yeah, why are you practicing this to get moksha? We say, no, we don't want moksha. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced that the fifth goal of humanity, human life should be prema. Prema pumartho mahan. Or prema is the pancham purushartha. And one has to go beyond liberation. Devotees don't want liberation. The lowest kind of liberation is merging into the existence of the Lord. Sayujya mukti. That is considered offensive. We want a relationship with the Lord. We don't want to merge in His effulgence. So, this was also a revolutionary idea to say that prema is above liberation. And highest thing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gifted us was Radha Bhav. Radha Bhav Dyuti Suvalita. So he himself experienced love of Srimati Radharani. That was the purpose of his descent. Like if you are sugar and everyone is enjoying your taste, you are wondering, what is it that they are liking? I don't get it. You will not, because you are sugar yourself. So then Sri Krishna felt that if I have to taste the sweetness that my devotees are relishing, I have to become a devotee. Krishna cannot understand his own sweetness. Only devotees of Krishna have that privilege. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established Radha Bhav as the highest state, that moksha is not of importance. Prema is important. And even in prema, the highest state is complete absorption, intimate reciprocation, and surrender to the Lord. And and how do we achieve this? He also gave us a process. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalu Nasteva, 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 Gatir Anyatha. This is the highest goal you can achieve. And what is the process? Very simple process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's supreme gift to us in Kali Yuga of the chanting of the names of Krishna. Chanting immediately connects us to Krishna. Our acharyas have said Nama Namino Abheda. It Yes, Krishna has invested his energies in his name, Sarva Shakti. But not just that, Krishna's name is equal to Krishna. In our mundane terms, you are a person and you have a name, but Krishna is absolute. He is his name. There is no difference between his name, his body, his soul. Krishna is absolute. His name is him only. So when we are chanting, you are associating with Sri Krishna directly, personally. So that is the most important process and gift Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us. And this Sankirtan movement is such a spiritual revolution. It transcended all social barriers. Does not matter you're born in high or low family. हाँ? Kiba Bipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kenan hoy. Yehi Krishna Tattva veti, sei Guru hoy. This made the existing Smarathas go mad. What are you saying? So just imagine. Now we think, yes, yes. But how did this become established? By Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and teachings. The world changed after him. Otherwise, you could not do any religious activity if you're not born and initiated as a Brahmin. But what is the philosophy we present? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, it is given in scriptures, Baba. Hunanda, Pulinda Pulkasha. When you come in touch with the most powerful, Shuddhanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha. Swadhopi Sadhya Shravanaya Kalpate. If you come in touch with Krishna by chanting his holy names, because Krishna is all pure, you also become pure. Somebody who is born in a Shudra family also becomes qualified to perform yajnas. So there is so much hate against Hinduism because of casteism. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, does not matter. Anyone can be qualified. So he completely dissolved the caste system. He broke all social barriers. He was the biggest social reformer of his time. Haridas Thakur, who was not even born in a Hindu community, he was made the Namacharya. So why? We should understand these significant things that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has presented. So this is not an ordinary movement. This is a revolution that we are participating in. And after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that left a huge impression on the bhakti tradition in entire India, in north and south. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's immediate disciples, the Goswamis, they further compiled scriptures and propagated it. And from there, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they have all brought it together and presented it to us in this beautiful society of ISKCON. So we should be very grateful how our current society in its form and practices and schedules and dealings is retaining the essence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood and mission. That is the heavy responsibility of Parampara. How do we ensure that the followers today, 539 years later, can have access to the same mood and mission that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted? So every Acharya has worked very hard to allow Vaishnavism to be defeated, Baladev Vidyabhushan, to allow it to be lost when they lost all the granthas of the Goswamis. So this parampara has gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. So unless we realize, and Prabhupada has spent sleepless nights to write his Bhaktivedanta purports, so we have to wake up to what we have received. Somebody who has received and does not recognize its importance is the most unfortunate. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has presented spiritual universalism. This is a perfect philosophy which the world is ready for today. Nobody wants hierarchy, discrimination, race, gender. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. You're already practicing it. Present it to everyone. So these are the highlights of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's gift to us. He did not establish a new religion. He only helped us see our Swarupa. Jivera Swarupa Krishnera Nityadas. You, as a Jiva, are an eternal lover of Krishna. That bhav, anarpita charim charat, karunaya vartirna kalau. Nobody presented love of Krishna before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So his mission remains the same. The question is, will we accept his invitation? Will we realize the great heritage that we have received and be mindful and take full advantage of it and share it with everyone? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's invitation is still open to us. Bhajo Krishna, Gao Krishna, Kaho Krishna Shiksha. So on this note, we'd like to conclude today's discussion. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions or thoughts you would like to share on this beautiful day of Jagannath Mishra festival? Let us absorb. Yesterday is a festival, so we are busy celebrating. Today is a good time to reflect and assimilate. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nice class. Dandavad Pranam. Prabhuji, will you give the difference between the um, Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita?
Hmm.
You said Vishishta Dvaita, they have the higher, Lord is reverence, Lord is higher than us.
Hmm.
Where in Dvaita dualism, what is it? What
Dvaita
is the
is dualism. Vishishta Dvaitavad is qualified dualism. That, yes, the relationship between Jiva and Lord is non-dualistic, but not in every aspect, only in certain aspects. So you qualify the non-dualism. So it is almost very similar to Achinta Bheda Bhed, but there were some philosophical points which Sri Chaitanya further synthesized and brought all of these three schools together. So you can just think of it as being very close to Achinta Bheda Bhed. It just brings together Advaita and Dvaita. So one extreme is Advaita, other is Dvaita between, right in the middle, harmonizing everything is Achinta Bheda Bhed. So yeah, I mean, best it can be understood as diagrams. So I'll share it with you later.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare
Like
Krishna.
recently, we have been to Kumbh Mela,
Mm-hmm.
so we also have seen like there are a lot of apasampradayas and even other not bona fide things. Like people are they are still propagating. Like what mode we should deal with it, and whether to intervene or like how to see and also respect them,
Mm.
the other sampradayas, and follow our philosophy perfectly and not get deviated.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a very good question. How do we understand when we are in a mela? Mela literally means there are so many varieties. So, see, when we are practicing here in our community, we should discuss the intricacies and the beauty of our philosophy and tradition. But when you are interacting with other traditions, you should find a common denominator. So, what could be a common denominator? That out of 140 crore Indians, 40 crores are visiting that place. So, they have some faith. There is faith alive in India. This is how you can start seeing it in a positive way. Oh, wow, they have faith that they have faith in Mother Ganga. They have faith in the Sangam. They have faith in our literatures. So from there you can start. Okay, they have faith. What can I tell them which helps them take the next step? So presenting is not easy. You have to na buddhi bhedam janahi. You don't also have to disturb their faith. Otherwise, if you shake the ground, if you pull a carpet from someone's under someone's legs, it makes them unstable. So better first you make sure what is the right next step for them. Atmaramascha munayo nirgrantu apir urukrame. So Shukdev Goswami was an Atmaram. How will you preach to an Atmaram? Self-satisfied. They don't want anything. They are satisfied within the self. His father Vyasdev knew, and also he wanted to stop his son from leaving home, that what can attract Atmaram is the Madhurya Leela of Krishna. So he sent his disciples who were chanting shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam which highlighted Krishna's sweetness, of how Putana, who came as a demon, Krishna accepted as a mother, a nurse. So even Krishna Leela is so sweet that it can attract even Atmaramas. So you should know where someone is and what to present them next. There are different standards or grades in a university. It's important for everything to be there because everyone is on a personal, individual spiritual journey. So let us not, and it's not nice to have sectarianism that because I follow this, therefore I am the best. That is ego. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught love for the whole world. It is our ego which enters and then we feel I am the best. And they are all demons. We are devotees, they are demons. This is sectarianism. You look inside, you will find your own hidden demons of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsarya. So the idea is we have to see this, find a common denominator, see that they are progressive stepping stones for different people who are on different phases in their journey. Everyone has different faith. Krishna says there are different two faiths in this world. Some are Sankhya, some are Karma. So if Sri Krishna is accepting that there are different faiths in this world, who are we to question that? You can help if you are sensitive, compassionate. You can help them to take the next step. That's all you can do. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Sri Jagannath Mishra ki jai. Hare Krishna.